And welcome back to NATChat. I'm Mirella Rich. If you've joined us just now, we're with Raphael Bender, who's a personal trainer. Welcome back to the program, Raphael.
Great to be here.
Before we were talking about that friend of yours who was a bodybuilder, have there been surveys to say it's better to train with a personal trainer than to train on your own? Is there any kind of proof?
Yeah, actually there has been research done on that, and one study I'm aware of from 2002 at the University of Wisconsin, they found that they measured motivation levels and frequency of exercise and these types of things, and they gave one group a weekly training session with a personal trainer, one-on-one, and they gave the other group like no assistance, and they found that the people who had the personal training, their motivation was higher and their frequency of exercise was greater. So basically they concluded that personal training is a great way to achieve those things, like increase your motivation, increase how often you exercise. But really interestingly, when they did that study, the personal training sessions they did were largely motivational sessions. Like it wasn't so much a workout session as it was, they would talk about, okay, what areas are you having difficulty with in your motivation, what's really working for you, those types of things. And they would give recommendations about what to do for the rest of the week and exercise and stuff, but it was more about motivation. Okay.
And what approach do you use with your clients when you're trying to help them reach their goals? What are some techniques, maybe you can give us some tricks of the trade to reach their goals?
Well, I like to cheat. So one of the things that I'll do with a client when I first meet them, when they come for their first session, I'll ask them what their goals are, and we'll do a nice little goal setting session. Then I'll just ask them what motivates you. What motivates you to achieve that goal? And they'll say, okay, well, I hate being overweight, or I want to look good for my partner, or whatever it is, I want to feel healthy. Then I'll ask them more specifically. I'll say, what's going to get you out of bed at 5:30 when it's raining and it's dark? What's, when you don't feel like it, what's going to get you out of bed to do it? And they'll say, oh, I don't want to feel guilty or whatever. And I'll use that. I'll use it back on them.
Keep reminding them, prodding them. Well, you said you didn't want to be fat, or you didn't want to be...
even the best, I find it works best if you do it before
they get started.
Before they get a chance to
say it.
So, for instance, when we finish a session, I'll say, great, well done, good session, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday or whatever, because I know that you don't want to let me down, because that would be a really terrible thing for you to do, and I'd feel really disappointed in you if they've mentioned that that's something that motivates them. And if they've mentioned that they hate feeling fat, then I'll say, well, I'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday because I know you hate feeling fat.
Okay. And also that's beautiful because it's like you're on side with them. You're making yourself one in a sense with them, like you're really being with them, and they need that. People need that. And to help them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's when you come to that pivotal moment, when you think I should go and do a session now, but I really don't feel like it. And you're making that decision of whether to go or not. It's really easy. Like your brain brings up all these reasons why you shouldn't do it. Oh, it's raining, it's cold. I'll take a day off today. All these good reasons.
Logical reasons, and then they tell someone else, and they go, yeah, for sure, I wouldn't either.
And it's at times like that. Somehow, it's often hard to remember why you should do it. And so that's where a trainer can help. But also, I mean, for somebody at home, write out your reasons. Write them out on a piece of paper. You don't have to show anyone. And keep that under your pillow. Put it on the snooze button on your alarm clock. So when you go to hit the snooze button, you're like, oh, that's right, don't want to feel fat. Better get up.
And that helps motivate you. And what about storyboards? Do you think about, like, people should make a picture storyboard to write down how they want to be and why they want to be, and just things that inspire them?
Absolutely. I mean, I think different things obviously inspire different people. Different things motivate different people. And some negative motivations work for people, like I don't want to be this way, and some positive motivations work, for people, like I really want to be this other way, or I want to change these certain things or whatever. So definitely thinking about what you want to have, really, really works well for a lot of people, and also thinking about what you don't want to have. I don't want to feel this way, and the more you think about those things and focus on them, the more useful that's going to be. And
do you find it, what if people are around people that keep saying, like, negating what they're going to do, or putting down what they're going to do, actually hold them back from achieving their goals? What can they do about that?
Well, It can be a really, really difficult one. Like, I've known a few friends over the years who've tried to give up smoking, some successfully, some not, and one of the things that, you know, they've all said to me is that on some occasions they'll be out with, you know, friends of theirs who smoke and who know they're giving up smoking, and those friends will offer them a cigarette. They go on, one won't hurt, you know, which is, you know, seems crazy and not a very good thing for a friend to do, but I can only surmise that, you know, people feel threatened by that, and some people that's more than they can manage. They think, oh, one won't hurt, you know, and they have it, and then, you know, they're back to smoking. And some people, that motivates them even more. If someone tells them they can't do something, or, you know, you'll never be fit, you'll never achieve this, they think, right, well, you know, I'm going to prove you wrong. You know?
And what's the quickest and best way to build muscle and muscle strength?
Two different questions. The best way to build muscle, like get bigger muscles, is the bodybuilding approach. Sorry to all the bodybuilders out there for summarise this very briefly, but it's basically exercise till you puke and then rest for a week, up to a week. Make sure you have plenty of protein, you know, plenty of carbohydrate, plenty of water. But it would be basically, for instance, if you were doing bicep curls, you wanted bigger biceps, you would bicep curl as much as you could until you couldn't do it anymore. Then you would drop a little bit of weight off the bar and keep going. Then you drop a bit more weight off the bar and keep going. Then you keep doing until you had just the bar. Right? And then the really hardcore guys will do it till they can't do it with just the bar, and then they'll do it, they can't do it just with their hands. And so they'll walk out of there and they won't be able to shampoo their hair because, you know, and that's the way to get bigger muscles, right? Which is not the same thing as getting stronger.
And we'll continue with the one about getting stronger after the break. You're watching NATChat. Stay with us. We'll be back with more very shortly.